So, episode 2 of the Dream List. I know it's been a while, but we've been busy, we've had a lot of things happening, but here we are. Episode 2 of the Dream List, and today I have with me a very special 911. It's a 997 3.8S, but it's unique. It is only one of 6 in Malaysia. It was brought in officially by Porsche Malaysia. But why is it unique? Nat, roll tape. So as I mentioned earlier, why is this particular 911 997 unique, right? It is only one of 6 in the country. That's why it's unique. But you know what? I'm not going to say more. I'm going to introduce a friend of mine, Zen Low. He's the owner of this 997. Zen, tell us why this 911 is one of 6 in the country and why is it unique?
Sure, Fadi. First of all, Porsche Malaysia only brought in 6 units of this 997.1 because it's a manual. And back then, manual is not a popular unit. You know, people prefer
the PDK or the Tiptronic.
Exactly,
yeah.
They prefer automatic, something easier to drive.
Yep.
So the manual is a bit more for the hardcore driver.
Of course.
For the hardcore
for the
enthusiast.
engaged driver.
Yeah, if you want a bit more engagement with the car, then the manual is the way to go, you know. So sadly, well, I wouldn't say sadly, I think actually it works out quite well. So because it's so rare, so the price has actually gone up by quite a lot, you know.
So it's more of a collector's item than I would say at this point in time.
This is not a limited edition, so to speak. I mean, there are tons of manual. Porsche built 997 manual. In terms of number, I think they're quite big. You know, nothing special.
But it's not as readily available in Malaysia, though.
Yes, correct. But if you want to buy them one from Europe, yeah, there are plenty over there. But back in Malaysia, here, yeah, not that many. It's only 6, like I said. However, whether they're more out there through great import, I'm not 100% sure. As far as official car is concerned, it's only 6 in the country.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there will be a few great imports. I'm pretty sure. It can't be just 6, you know. So that's one thing. Obviously, this is a 3.8, and that makes it even a bit more special.
It's a 3.8S, yeah?
S, correct.
Okay.
Most of them come in at 3.6, so this is a 3.8, so you get a bit more power. But it wasn't enough for me because it's just a Carrera.
Okay.
So I decided I want to turn it into my project car. And that's why I have quite a lot of nice components that have been fitted into this car. For instance, to start off with the undercarriage.
Yep.
The entire undercarriage is fitted with the Cup car suspensions. Okay. Good and bad. Good is for somebody like me. I love a lot of track there. It's beautiful.
But how
it's horrible
stiff
on the
is
road.
it? Yes.
It's like riding. You know, when you're riding a small speedboat hitting the wave, bang, 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 that's what you're getting, okay? And it's noisy like crap in there. It feels like a crappy car.
Okay.
Yeah, because the noises, the insulations in this car, it's not that great, you know? So all the hard suspension, rust joint, it's not helping either. So you get through all those noises from the ground, through the tires, through the suspension, into the chassis, into your ear.
But I suppose that's what makes it an engaged driver's car, no?
Yeah, depending how you look at it. My wife says it's a piece of So my daughter said, "Daddy, why your car is so broken?" You know, because it's just noisy. You know, I mean, for us, no issue. We love it. You know, we love the hardcore bit. We engage with the car. Those noises doesn't even bother us at all. You know. So again, depending who's in the car.
I have a question though. Does it have air conditioning?
Oh yeah, aircon is there, but not that great.
Okay.
Compared to Proton, I think Proton is still better.
Okay.
So. But overall, it's a reliable car. You know, it's a fun car to drive. It's a manual. So apart from the suspensions, the power was insufficient for me because it's a NA 3.8. So I wanted more. So I plunked in a TPC turbo from America. They specialize making turbo for Porsche.
For Porsches, yeah.
So now the car is pumping up about 520. That's a lot. Horses.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I have the RS roll cage in there as well.
That's for the track days, I assume.
For the track day, correct. Yeah. Since I spent a lot of time at the track, the engine has been upgraded. Naturally, the brakes needs to be upgraded. Suspension's already been upgraded. So the next thing is the safety, which is the roll cage.
The roll cage,
And I thought it makes sense to have a roll cage in there, you know.
Okay, so moving on actually to our next question. Now, this is not your first Porsche, or let alone
No.
911, right?
This is, no, not my first one. This
Right.
is my third one.
There you go. So you're the right person to ask. Now, for someone looking to get into a Porsche, right, and they're looking at a 911, what's a good estimate for a budget that someone should set aside?
Right. Under 200,000, you can pick one up today.
Okay.
I think 997 is a good range. Anything too old is getting expensive. As you
Right.
get older, it became premium. It just get more and more expensive. Like
Right.
the 993, the 996, they're getting more expensive.
True.
997 is still not appreciating yet, but it has dropped. The price has dropped to the rock bottom. So it's the best
Okay.
time to buy 997 right now.
Right.
If you wait another maybe 7 to 10 years, the price will start
Going back up again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like 996 now is just as expensive as the 997. but
That's
it's
true.
older.
Yep.
993 is even more expensive than the 997, you know? So depending what you're looking for, if
Right.
you want something cool, a bit more classic, then obviously you have to pay more, which is the 993, 996. But
Yep.
if you're okay with the 997, this is the best time to buy. The 997 is like the best time to buy Ferrari, the 430 Ferrari. You know, the 360 is more expensive than the 430.
Right.
Because when it's aged, it's like a wine.
Yes,
Yeah? It get more
yes.
expensive. So at this moment, the 997 is at the rock bottom. About
Okay.
170, 180, you can pick one up. A Carrera with very minimum spec.
Okay.
We're not talking about high spec, yeah?
Sure.
Not a manual, automatic.
Automatic, yeah.
A manual, nothing below. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's so rare. There's only
Sure.
6 that I know of. The one that's been transacted are in the range of 300,000 for a manual. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
About 280 to 300, depending on the spec and the condition of the car.
Right,
They are
okay.
nothing below 250. Let's put it that way. They're above 250 for
Okay.
a manual spec. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. So if I'm looking to get into a 911, it's a good time to look at a 997.
Right.
And automatic, probably around 180 or so, would be a good budget to look for a project
at
car.
this moment, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And there are plenty of third-party markets out there. You know,
Mm.
you can do so much to the car. It's a project car.
Yeah.
So much. You know,
Exactly.
depending on your budget. Yeah.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So since you've bought the car, you've done a fair amount of work on
Yeah.
it thus far. How much do you estimate you spent on the modifications
Let's put it this
alone?
way: it's more than the car. The mod is actually more than the car. So this is the downside when you
Okay.
want to do a project car. You can never get the money back. Example: if your car is 100,000, your mod is another 100,000. So you will value your car 200,000. It doesn't
Yeah,
work like that.
doesn't work that way.
No. Your 100,000 that you put in is considered a write-off. The next person who is going to buy the car is going to say, yeah, who cares?
Yep.
The value is best per the market value
Is-
without the mod.
Is this
Yeah.
correct? Absolutely.
If the next person who's crazy about your car maybe will give a bit of value more.
Correct.
You know, but if you go to a car dealer,
If it's an enthusiast,
Yeah.
they might be able to appreciate what you've done on the car.
Correct.
But it's selling it to a car dealer, then they
No.
look at what the market rate
Yes.
is, regardless of what you've already done on the car.
Exactly, because he's
Yeah.
going to tell you the next buyer may probably want it to be put back to stock.
Stock,
You know,
yeah.
we're going to cost us more money to remove this, put everything back to stock. So therefore, blah 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 blah. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, the amount that I put in, it's more than a car. I think I stopped counting, to be honest.
Many car enthusiasts do that.
I would say a guesstimate, $500,000 that's been put into this car. Yeah. Just the suspension alone is 90,000. Sorry, let me rephrase. Just the damper. The damper is 90,000, not with the entire GD3 cup suspension. I'm
Right.
talking about the arm, the roadster, that's not included. The damper alone is 90,000.
Okay.
And then the turbo is another 80, 90,000, so that's already 180,000.
I feel the pain sitting
Yeah.
across from you here.
And we're not talking about all the other stuff
Other
that we
stuff,
put
yeah.
in there. So
Okay.
yeah, looking at 400,000,
Okay.
half a million just on the mod.
Okay.
Yeah. So all those are burned.
Now,
Yeah.
now having done all of that, what were the plans for this car? Like, what did you initially have planned for this car? I mean, I know you've got the roll cage.
Yeah.
So obviously you had a track day set up in mind,
Yes.
right? Is that still the vision?
Well, I always enjoy going to track day. As you know, I got plenty of proper race car, but the problem with proper race car is so expensive to run. The minute you fire up, it costs money, and then I can't just go to the track on my own. I need to bring my engineer, I need to bring my crew,
Yeah.
I need to put on a tow truck, you know, I need to buy special fuel, special tires, and too much money, too much effort just
Sure.
to go for a track there for 1-2 hours, you know. And if it's a racing weekend, it's different. But
Sure.
just for a track day, it doesn't make sense. So that's why I always have a project car for me to go to track. But having said that, when you build a project car to go track, it's never as reliable as a factory car.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So over the years, I like to bespoke my car for Zen only. This is my kind of car, my
Right.
liking, my style. But at the end of the day, it will never be as good as a factory car,
Of course.
right? I have a GD3, a proper GD3.
Right.
But a proper GD3, you also have it. He
Yeah.
also have one.
Yeah.
When you have money, you can buy one, you know.
True,
So it's nothing
true.
special about it.
Yeah.
But then when you buy a factory car,
And you make
Takkan-
it your own.
Takkan you're going to spend more money and make it your own? I think it
Yeah.
makes no sense, right?
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's a factory car
Yeah.
already. Keep it as it is, you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
So this is not a hardcore. This is not as hardcore as my GD3.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. This
Okay.
is okay to do 4 lap, 5 lap, sepang, and then the car need to be rested.
Right.
Otherwise, it will break. Something will break
Okay.
because it's not designed
Yeah.
for you to
take
go.
the stresses
Yes,
off.
correct.
Right.
However, my GD3, I can run until the tank is empty, without
Okay.
have to stopping the car. It's built for track purpose. Yes.
Okay.
So, so this is
So this is like a mixture of
neither here or there.
sometimes sometimes track, but mostly street.
Well, straight is also pretty uncomfortable,
Uncomfortable,
to drive.
yeah.
So I really don't know what is it. It's a Frankenstein. I really don't know what is it, you know. But I think as a boy, I'm sure you also have project car. You know.
Yeah.
So
The projects never end.
yeah, the project never ends. Exactly. So now, as you get older, for me, as I get
Yeah.
older, I think I have less energy to do project car. I just want to go and say, okay, I like this car. This is good. The spec. This is what I like. I just want to buy the car and hit the road.
Yeah.
You know, I have no time to go and mess around with all this anymore. You know, our schedule is so packed. It just, I have 2 more project car, but I don't even dare to start.
Yeah.
Because the minute I start, I thought it's gonna take another 2 years to finish.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. So I'm at a point where I said, okay, it's enough. You know?
Okay.
It's enough. Yeah. I think I'm done with doing project car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just to wrap up now, right? For an aspiring owner who's looking at getting a Porsche or coming into Porsche ownership, right? As you mentioned earlier, it is at a point where you can consider it to be affordable,
Yeah.
especially this 997,
Yeah.
right? But what would your advice be to someone who is looking to start a project car, be it Porsche or some other brand?
Right.
Really, right? What is from all of your years having owned cars, having still, having project cars, what is the one thing you would like people to take away?
I think you talk about the end result, is it?
No, I mean just the journey itself. Just something that I think people need to be aware of during the journey. Like,
Right.
like-
It's
like what-
time.
Yeah.
It's time, and you need to know where to draw a line
Okay.
when you do a project car.
Yeah.
Because if not, like me, it just escalate. You know, you don't realize you spend 50,000. Next, it's like, okay, like it's okay. We'll just do another 20,000. Then you hit 70. Then it's okay. It's just like drugs. It
Yeah.
never stops. It
You're
keeps
chasing
dragging.
the next
yes,
high,
correct.
yeah,
It just
okay.
keep dragging you, and then the next thing you realize, oh crap, it's 300,000. You already spent. And
Yeah.
there's no turning back. You already spent that money. You
Yeah.
know, so you need to be. You really need to know what you want. You need to draw a line, and that's it. When I get there, this is the budget. I need to spend within this budget. You know, unless you have account so big, your bank account is so big, you don't really care.
Money is
about,
no matter,
Then, go knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Then really, you just do whatever that makes you happy, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you heard it from the man himself, the man who's done it himself. Know your limit, draw the line, right? Now that brings us to the end of this episode of the Dream List. As always, it is a pleasure and a privilege of mine to have Zen on the show with us. Today he spoke to us about the 997. Had you heard, he also dropped some hints that there is a GT3 on the way. We might do another episode on the GT3. We might even see you on the track with the GT3. We don't know, but that's for the future. For now, thank you so much for having us, Zen. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
See you soon, man.